Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take our knowledge and I'm going to build the diagram that is on page 227. And that is the 4 different special segments and lines in the triangles. And we're going to look at how that spot differs. So I've duplicated this triangle as absolutely close as I can. And we're going to draw the 4 different spots. Okay, so to spare you of watching me sit here and try to put the midpoints in, and if you've tried it yourself, you've probably discovered it's a tedious process, I've gone ahead and put the midpoints in on here and on here. So the circumcenter is made up of perpendicular bisectors. So to make perpendicular lines, we're going to select the perpendicular line. This is going to create lines all over the thing, so I will label the circumcenter, and then I will go ahead and remove them. All right, so this spot right here in the center, that is our circumcenter. All right, so then when we have the in-center, we know how to do that. That doesn't take nearly as tedious as a process. We can go ahead and draw those as the angle bisectors. Half of 80 is 40. And we can draw that as a line segment instead of a line to save ourselves the line segment instead of a line. To save ourselves all over the screen kind of picture. Half of 52 is 26. So I'm going to find 26. And then I'll just label that with a line segment so I can easily keep track of it. And then last one, half of 48 is 24. And we'll label that one. All right, so if we put a point in the center, that spot right there, that is the in-center, right? I am going to put a few points on these lines so that I can turn them into line segments so they're not as large. So I can delete this line, but then what I can do, delete it. Well, now I can't. Okay, so I will try that again. I'm going to see if I can do that. If I put a line segment in there, can I delete the perpendicular line? I cannot. Okay, well, that'll stay then for a few minutes. All right, so there's our circumcenter. Right? This is our in-center. You can see with your eye that it's in a slightly different spot, even though these triangles are true. We build the centroid by building medians, and to do a median we need the spot that divides the mid segment of a line, and then we're going to draw a line to the vertex. So we can use line segments again here just so that we don't go through all of the other triangles. We go from the midpoint here, which I found by doing a line segment, to the opposite vertex, and then we go from the midpoint right here, which again I had already pre-found, so you didn't have to watch me find it, by going to the H right there. And so what we have right here is the centroid, and we can label that if we want to. I'm going to turn it black so you can keep an eye on it. All right, the orthocenter is made up of altitudes, and we draw altitudes with perpendicular lines. So that means I am going to have to use the very long perpendicular lines. So I select this line, but instead of drawing it through one of the other points, I just draw it through right there. So this is right there. That's a perpendicular line. I'm drawing perpendicular lines. I'm using that right there. And then on here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a perpendicular line. And so that spot there, which is centered to all of them, that is the orthocenter. All right, I can label it orthocenter to try to move it out of the way so you can see it better. All right, so we have the circumcenter, and the circumcenter is made up of perpendicular bisectors. We have the in-center, and the in-center is made up of angle bisectors. We have the centroid, and the centroid is made up of medians. That's where we take the midpoint here and we to the opposite vertex. And the orthocenter And the orthocenter is made up of what we call altitudes, where we have a 90-degree line from the side to go to the opposite vertex.